is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and talking about the collector level this year and in past years, kind of comparing it to those in NBA 2K23, my team. The first thing I gotta say is, man, I feel really badly for anybody who has devoted any money, time, or resources to the collector level, especially if they're deep in. Now, again, break down all of that. Before we dive any further, though, smash that subscribe button. We're on the road towards 120,000 subscribers. Rashard Lewis, still to this day, isn't available. We've got this card already in my team. You've got Rashard Lewis. The SIGs are exactly the same. They're not going to change. It's sad. It really is sad. And for a couple of different reasons. Number one, if you're grinding collector level, you want a big name type of player. He's good, an all-star type level player, but it's not like he's LeBron. It's not like he's like, Tatum or Giannis. Do you remember in 2K19? The GOAT Giannis that was at the very end, or whatever they called him? He had literally perfect stats, perfect badges, animations, and I'm pretty sure you could get that Giannis in like March or April, and then at least then you have time to use him. And for me, looking at it is, okay, let's say instead of even giving us this end game Rashard Lewis, let's say this Rashard Lewis would be KD. They would need to put end game KD as the top collector level. He'd have to get released in April for it to even be remotely worth it. Because, I mean, by that time we have the Radiant T-Mac, we'd have, all these other cards. And even at that point, it's probably not worth it. But my whole thing is it's going to be mid-July before this endgame Rashard Lewis is even attainable. That's a massive problem because you guys got to realize, people that collect, they have to have basically every card in the game. All of these cards, you guys might be like, oh, 20,000, 30,000 MT, that's not bad. But take that for every single one of these cards, you lose MT fast. So the top collectors are spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on the game. I know in a past year, one of the top collectors spend tens of thousands of dollars on the game. And it's just kind of a slap in the face that the ultimate reward is a Rashard Lewis card who you can buy literally a clone of for $50. Now, my whole thing is, the rewards along the way aren't that bad. Like, I specifically grinded collector level to get to Don Nelson. And look, I collected even more because this Shoe Boost pack's good. The 450 tokens were good. The MT was decent. And then I sold everybody back. And along the way, it really wasn't that bad. But when you're getting up here and you're talking about collecting 2,000 cards for George Gervin, when you're talking about Dave Cowens for 2,200, none of these cards are that good. Like Casey Jones, a balanced coach, not it. Like, sure, you get tokens, sure, you get MT. Kevin McHale, not one of the best cards in the game. Dominic Wilkins, kind of a smack in the face for an invincible. Like, I get it. The Hall of Fame badges are nice. The tokens are nice. The MT is nice. But you have to collect a just ridiculous amount of cards. And sure, it would be nice if that was on the road towards the best card in the game, right? If that was, even if they would put Rashard Lewis instead of Rashard Lewis, if they would have made it like an end game Yao Ming, then maybe it switches my opinion on things. But I'm a firm believer that collector level needs to be attainable earlier in the year. Because in 2K19, when I was able to use Giannis for 4 months, because I was I don't want to say one of the first people, but I was probably like one of the first 100 people to get that Giannis in 19. And I was able to use him for a very long time. And it wasn't an easy grind to get Giannis. But along the road, I'm pretty sure got an AK-47. I think it was maybe a Diamond AK or somebody like that who was absolutely elite on the road as well. I tried pulling up 2K MT Central and I couldn't really get all of the rewards. But just know you got a lot of other rewards as you went up kind of the ranks and up the boards. And it was kind of nice, right? It really was nice. The fact that you got rewarded a bunch on your road. And I just feel like this year, the MT, the tokens, it was fine, right? And you guys can look, just off a collector level, I probably made with the Shoe Boost too, a couple hundred, maybe 500,000 MT. But you don't really make anything because after the auction house tax, after you sell everybody back, they lose value. It really is tough to make MT. At least last year, like I'm pretty sure when like who was it in the collector level grind? Karl Malone in 22 like was on the road towards the collector level. Like at least with that you had something. But I'm sorry, Invincible Dirk was our ultimate reward last year, I'm pretty sure, and he wasn't great either. I mean, if you look up and down our ultimate collector level rewards, the past 3 years, it's been pretty bad. It's gotten worse and worse, and this is probably the worst year of it. I would love if collector level was somewhat more rewarding, in which the player cards were good. Because name a player card that was great for a specific time. This Pink Diamond Steve Larry Johnson maybe was okay for his time. Diamond Joakim Noah was probably the best card for his time. Ralph Sampson wasn't good. Glenn Robinson wasn't good. Don Nelson was probably the best card you got throughout the whole collector level. Moses Malone was mid. George Gervin mid. Dave Cowens mid. Thea's never the top point guard. Kevin McHale not good, and Dominic Wilkins not good. And then you round it off with Rashard Lewis, who is fine. Maybe if he came out in March. I mean, it's this whole collector level for a guy that completed it in 19. I want to do collector level. I want to do it because it gives me something to grind for. It gives me something to do. And that should be something that a lot of people are looking forward to. How many times do you hear people say, well, there's nothing really to play? Well, what if collector level was worth it? Right? What if collector level was something else to actually have to grind for in the game? I think people would enjoy that. I think people would be more invested into it. But, I mean, it's a smack in the face, a slap in the face for everybody who has ever grinded a collector level the past 3 seasons. I know one of the top collectors, I think Junksta, said he's done. Like, he got to, I'm pretty sure, like this point, and then he saw the ultimate reward was Rashard Lewis. I mean, to me, it's not so much about the ultimate reward. It's about the pacing of it. Yes, the ultimate reward isn't Taco, isn't Yao, who basically it would have needed to be at this stage. But to me, it's more about the timing. It's more about the pace of it. It's got to be quicker. Because, I mean, I could spend $1 million on the game, and it's still not attainable. And it is, at the time I'm recording this, July 2nd. Which, I mean, the game only has, 40 more days left of any sort of content? To me, it is kind of a smack in the face. It is kind of sad. We, number one, need to know who the ultimate reward is all year long. So, boom, started next year. I don't know who they want to make it, but let's say, you know, and even they can release this information early, like Endgame Giannis available through collector level. There will be enough player cards on this specific date, so you have something to shoot for, knowing all year long ultimately what the goal is. I don't know, man. I feel really bad for all of the collectors. I really, really do, just because. Like, it's just not worth it. And like, even this, oh cool, you get every Hall of Fame badge pack, but by the time you get these, it's basically useless, man. It is basically useless. So, I don't know, I'm upset for all the collectors out there. Collector level grinding used to be something that I thoroughly did enjoy, and it's something that if it came back in a better way next year, I would probably do. But until 2K makes an adjustment and improves this in this system, this is not looking good for years to come. Let me know your thoughts on the collector level grind down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. As always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.